Stepping on my line. Good afternoon. On behalf of Tina and Alan, let me welcome you to this wonderful occasion. We have come together today joyfully to acknowledge the decision of these two people to share their lives and to make a public affirmation of a sharing which has been of long standing. That wasn't even a dirty line.
We just understand.
It's friends and family that make this occasion for them. It is with you that they wish to share the affirmation of their love for one another. The essence of the marriage commitment is the taking of the other person in his or her entirety, as a partner, as a lover, as a friend. It is a decision undertaken with great respect and consideration by both partners. You are all an integral part of this ceremony. This ceremony does not create the commitment they feel toward one another. As I said, that is already very deep and of long standing. It is not my role to, I officialize what is a reality of their lives. And this ceremony, it was time for it to happen. Don't ask me how I know that, but they want to share their love and commitment and joy in one another with all of you. That's why this occasion is taking place. Tina and Alan wish to recognize with love and gratitude Tina's mother, Beverly Loisel, who's with us here today, and call to memory Ernest Loisel, Max Traeger, Ida Traeger, and Augusta Traeger. They also wish to express their love for their children and grandchildren, Nicole and Brian, Stacy and Jason. Stacy and Jason. You all know I'm not stuttering. And Matthew, Kyle, and Bill. And Taylor. Tina and Alan, on this, the day of your marriage, you stand somewhat apart from other human beings. You stand within a charmed circle of love, and this is as it should be. Your love serves as a source of common energy from which you find the strength to live your lives with courage together, facing life's adversities as well as savoring life's joys. You reaffirm today your commitment, not only of love, but of responsibility, one for the other. This kind of love is a wonderful thing. It has a marvelous quality attached to it. It binds us closer to the person we love while awakening within us the strength of our independence. The greater our love for one another, the stronger and more self-reliant we feel. That love gives you the strength to both join as one and to stand as an independent person. And it is easier to stand with that independence because of the love you derive from your partner. You bring to this marriage different cultural background. Alan has told me that the technical term for this is kaju. But what matters in any relationship and any marriage is not background, it's values, it's love. Where ethical and moral precepts are compatible and love is present, background becomes a source of cultural enrichment. Nothing need be lost from one's past. Traditions will continue to be honored, and new traditions and new ideas embraced. One of the traditions of the Jewish wedding ceremony is canopy, the chuppah. It means covering. The word means, in Hebrew, covering or protection. And it was intended as a roof or covering for the bride and groom at their wedding. It has many symbolic interpretations. There's a very lovely one, which recalls the tent of Abraham, which had openings on all four sides, so that one approaching the tent from whatever direction would know that they were welcome. The tent was open. Brides and grooms have stood under such a canopy for thousands of years and in many places. In Jerusalem, in Cana, and in Grand Land. It is a tradition thousands of years old. And as a way of expressing ideas from both cultural backgrounds. Let me read these to you from the Epistle of Paul to the Corinthians. If I speak with the eloquence of men and of angels but have no love, I become no more than blaring brass or crashing cymbals. If I have the gift of foretelling the future and hold in my mind all human knowledge, and I also have that absolute faith which can move mountains, but have no love, I amount to nothing. This love of which I speak is slow to lose patience. It looks for a way of being constructive. It is not possessive. It is neither anxious to impose, nor does it cherish inflated ideas of its own importance. Love has good manners and does not pursue selfish advantage. It is not touchy. It does not keep account of evil or gloat over the wickedness of other people. On the contrary, it is glad when truth prevails. Love knows no limit to its endurance, no end to its trust, no dashing of its hopes. It can outlast anything. It is in fact the one thing that still stands when all else has fallen. In a very short modern Hebrew, poem about love. Shima'u, Shima'u, Habe Ahava. Kira'u, Kira'u, Moshe, Yeshua. Yein Yeshua, B'li Ahava. O Ahava, Ahava, came to he. Listen now, you lovers of love. Hear this, you seekers of happiness. There is no happiness without love. We turn now to a shared ceremonial sip of wine, which is a symbol present in many, many cultures, many, many ways. This is the goblet of happiness, the happiness you have had and seek to continue to have in your married life. The single cup from which you both shall drink. It is a sign of your unity, and your individual joy will be all the greater because it is shared. Your individual fulfillment will be all the stronger because it rests in the fulfillment of the other. Take this goblet and drink in affirmation of your commitment, where you find life's joy heightened, its bitterness sweetened, and all things hallowed by deep love and abiding friendship. Tina and Alan, let me begin by joining all here in wishing you years of continued joy and love, and in expressing what I'm sure is on the minds of everyone. What was the rush? I make no judgments, I'm just repeating what everybody else is saying. Alan said it seemed the right time to do it. Tina had no problem with that, but given her great desire to be out of the public eye, she would have preferred a closet as a more appropriate place. Theirs has been a love of over 30 years. They met while she was an office worker at Alan's practice. It took a little while, but the connection was there. Some people had to call Alan's attention to this. He wasn't the brightest bulb in the office. He had this wonderful, attractive woman there, and he just, went about his business, say, ah. And there was some awkwardness at first. I mean, after all, he was her boss. But they got through that. One of them described their relationship, as they had heard, as Beauty and the Beast. You're the beauty guy. I'm not going to get into that. She still works at the practice, managing the office. It's just that he is no longer the boss. What do they see in one another? What brought them 30 plus years ago to one another? And their words are almost identical. One says of the other, she's my rock, best friend. A tight little butt. Well, the word handsome actually snuck into it. And this is vital to them and vital that the children and grandchildren, they cared deeply about all the children. And that was a cement that was vital and rewarding, and just help to bind them even closer. You both know, I know that you know, more than most, that no clergy person, no public official can truly marry you. Only you can marry yourselves. And your lives have been proven. You have demonstrated a mutual commitment to love one another, to work toward creating an atmosphere of care, consideration, respect, to face the tensions that underlie all human life. You have been and will continue to be responsible for keeping their love vibrant as it was before the marriage. I must tell you that it has been my joy and privilege and great honor, and I say that with all sincerity, to celebrate your marriage with you and with all of those who are celebrating you.
Thank you.
I would like to join the good wishes of everybody here, and I'm sure all who know you. May you, in the years to come, share a life of health, happiness, and love in a world of peace. Tina and Alan's lives are their own, yet they're inseparably bound to one another, and to friends and family as well. They've asked you here to join in their affirmation of what is already a reality. Would you face one another? Look into each other's eyes and repeat after me. One at a time. I, Alan,
I, Alan,
take you, Tina,
take you, Tina,
to be my wife.
to be my wife.
I promise to be true to you
I promise to be true to you
in good times and in bad,
in good times and in bad,
in sickness and in health,
in sickness and in health,
to love you and honor you
to love you and honor you
all the days of my life.
all the days of my life.
I, Tina,
I, Tina,
take you, Alan,
take you, Alan,
to be my husband.
to be my husband.
I promise to be true to you
I promise to be true to you
in good times and in bad,
in good times and in bad,
in sickness and in health,
in sickness and in health,
to love you and honor you.
to love you and honor you.
No. Faye was voted out 1-1.
Good try.
All the
Good
days,
try, buddy.
all the days.
All the days of my life.
Now, the circle is a symbol of continuity, wholeness, and peace. The rings you are about to exchange are tokens of the love you have affirmed in your vows. May these rings always be symbolic of the unbroken circle of your love. Love freely given has no beginning and no end. You are each the giver and the receiver. May your rings always call to mind the freedom, the power, and the joy of your love. Tina, as you place this ring on the finger of your husband, please say after me, this ring is round and hath no end.
This ring is round and hath no end.
So is my love unto my friends.
So is my love to you.
Alan, as you place the ring on the finger of your wife, please repeat after me. This ring is round and hath no end.
This ring is round and hath no end.
So is my love
So is my love
unto my friends.
unto my friend.
become perhaps the most common symbol in the Jewish wedding ceremony, Alan and Tina have traded to you today. It has been given many interpretations. Symbolically, the breaking of the glass reminds us of the fragile nature of life. The custom has also been held to recognize the shattering of the old and the beginning of the new. Its earliest invocation was probably to ward off evil spirits. Without question, its purpose today is to provide us with an occasion to applaud the couple, wish them long life, mazel tov. This is an intercultural ceremony which brings together people from two different religious backgrounds. As we reach back into a very ancient tradition, let us be especially mindful of the barriers that people erect between one another, and hope that with the breaking of the glass, we will see a breaking down of barriers between people, and the creation of a world based on love, peace, and understanding. Just as the glass represents the turning point in Tina and Alan's lives as they pledge their love today and renew their commitment to one another. Tina, Alan, may your love last as long as it would take to restore the pieces of this broken glass into a perfect whole. It is my great pleasure to present to you for the first time as a married couple, the Traders.